Alright, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, here we are back for another episode of Let's Play Dark Souls. This is our second episode. Last time we just got done killing a bunch of the enemies up above here, just a little ways past the Forest of the Giants. I was going to head back into Majula and spend some of my points, but I decided I wanted to go ahead and advance on in a little bit further towards the Cardinal's Tower, which is actually where I'm going to be headed here next. Just across this bridge. We've already been in this area. Of course, we're having to kill all the enemies again. But once we get up the ladder, I don't spend any time killing the enemies that I don't need to kill. We just move off to the left. There is a fog door, which will lead toward the area we are wanting to go to. We actually do quite a few important things in this episode, so if you're new to Dark Souls, you might want to pay attention. Some of these things you're not going to just know by playing the game. You're going to learn them like watching this video or looking it up online, etc., etc. But anyway, here we are getting ready to go up the ladder, and like I said, once you get to the top of the ladder, we are going to take a left and go through those doors. I'm actually just kind of looking around at the moment. For some reason, I was confusing this first area with another area. I thought there was like a poison hole in the ground, and there really isn't. So, yeah. And I was like asking my friend, what's that hole down there lead to? It's like, that's the ladder you just climbed up. I'm like, oh yeah. So here we are. I'm trying to conserve some of my soul arrows for later on. Of course, in the first episode, when I don't know if it was the first episode or this one. I think it's actually this one. Sorry, guys. Here in a little bit, I'm going to end up buying another set of soul arrows, but I can't use them until I increase my attunement skill. So I'll show you that in future Let's Play videos. But there's a broken sword of some type. I didn't quite catch what it was. But we do have to kill a few of these enemies here. But this next area we go into is not a boss fight, it's just a fog door, and Dark Souls 2 is very fond of their fog doors. Of course, this is kind of an annoying area for a sorcerer anyway, because there's a lot of enemies and they try to surround you. There's one right there around the corner. And, I mean, really, the only strategy you can use with a sorcerer is just to keep your distance and fire away, really. And I eventually want to get a sword, or not sword, but a shield, and I do want to get a good sword for him, but we are going to have to increase his strength and maybe dexterity. It depends on what sword we are going to use for him. So I do want to have a melee weapon besides his staff. But the Hamster Muppets, who is doing Let's Plays on Dark Souls 1, made a very good point. You want to, if you're given the choice, if you want to upgrade your weapons or level up, usually you want to spend your points on upgrading your weapons, because that's just an important thing to do, and leveling up costs so much more. And then once you have so many souls left after upgrading your weapon, you can go ahead and think about leveling up. Leveling up, very important, but we don't really do any leveling up of our, let's see, our staff in this episode, so I'll make sure to explain what I'm doing in future episodes when we do upgrade stuff. And there's another life gem. Up here there are two undead enemies. There's also a bowman up on the wall, which we can't really reach, or we might be able to, but I don't bother. And there's also a guy who throws fire bombs at you, and they are actually the royal undead soldiers. This guy to my left, I wanted to take him out first because he's throwing fire bombs at me, and it's really annoying, so I just wanted to take him out. And then I turn to the right, and we take this guy out. And just up the ladder here, and to the right, are the doors to the Cardinal Tower, which is kind of the subject of this video. Now, over there, there is a royal enemy, undead enemy. He is not supposed to come out when you're opening the doors. He's supposed to stay over there. At least that's what my friend told me when he played the game, but apparently they changed that in the updated version of the game. So I just go ahead and come over here and kill him and pick up that witching urn and then go on through the door. Now inside this door, and sorry I don't remember the names of all the NPCs, but yeah, here's the first bonfire here, Cardinal's Tower. Here off to the left is the woman. She'll travel back to Majula, and she sells the healing crystals. I don't know why I can't think of what they're called all of a sudden. Sorry about that, but life gems. There we go. So sorry about that. But she also sells a variety of other things, and then as you can see there, we also have a key that from episode 1 you have to get for the blacksmith in Majula. It opens up the blacksmith shop there and allows you to upgrade your weapons there and buy a variety of different items. And as you can see, I also spent the rest of my souls on a set of soul arrows, which I really don't need. I mean, I could use it, but I can't use it at this point. I mean, I'm not going to say I can't use it, because it'd be wonderful, because you go through your soul arrows very quickly. But after I bought them, I realized I don't have any more attunement slots, so we'll have to upgrade that later. And what I'm going to do here, this guy's name is Sir Head. It kind of blanked out his middle part of the name. It could be a dirty word, it might not, but I figured, let's go ahead and summon a guy. Why not? I was online, and he could help me get through the area, which is what we're going to do. And then a little bit later into the video, I actually lose connection to Steam, and he ends up getting kicked, but the video continues to be recorded. So what we're going to do is go down this ladder. Across this bridge, you have to get a key later on to open the door, which is just to the right of that soldier. There's an item to the left that I go ahead and get, but to the right is a doorway that you can't go through yet. But there's an enemy there, and then there's also an enemy that would come across the bridge and attack you from the back if you were on your own, but the person I summoned already took care of him. So the area we want to go is just right through here. There's a royal soldier that is on the ground here. It looks like he's dead and not alive, but he is alive, and he will get up and he will attack you. Now everyone pay attention to this. Through this fog door, where you're supposed to go is up the ramps and to the top of the wall. But what you want to do, halfway up, you want to drop down to here. And this isn't the item you want, but you can get it. It's a torch. But you want to drop through here. And then through the left door, you want to, after you kill this guy, drop down. And basically, we're going after a key to the mansion in Majula, which actually has an Estus flash shard in it. And possibly other things. I don't remember exactly if there's anything else important in it, but it allows you access to the mansion in Majula, and it's very important. So you just want to run up these wooden ramps. It looks like my trusty friend already killed the enemy up here, so what you want to do is run and jump over onto this platform, and then go to the right, jump down here, and then you want to take a left into this cave. Stop right here before you go across to that. A boulder rolls by, kills the enemy that's waiting off to the right. And then there's also, okay, yeah, the guy off the right. Then you run up here. There's a guy to talk to, but there's also an enemy to the left. You want to kill that enemy first, or he'll shoot at you while you're talking to the guy. And this guy, basically you just talk to him over and over again, and he will give you, not sell, but give you the key to the mansion in Majula. And apparently he will eventually move to Majula himself. And you have to forgive me, I don't like listening to him talk over and over. I played the game over and over. So if you want to pause the video and read what they're actually doing, I actually tried to do it slow enough so you can pause and read it, but I want to get through it quickly, and I've heard what they've said before. So basically he just talks to you. He's looking for a map, or has a map, and he's looking for stuff. But he gives you this key if you talk to him enough, and he should eventually move back to Majula. And you can talk to him there later. See, I just got the house key. And then he gives you a warning that, you know, it's a dangerous place inside the mansion, which it could be, but it's not that bad. Alright. And once you're done with that, you can run right back out the same way you came. And I almost went the wrong way and ran off a ledge. And of course, Sir Head that's just what I'm calling him, because I don't know what the rest of his name is. He's still here. He's probably out there wondering what the heck I'm doing. Of course, if he's really good at Dark Souls, he'll know what I'm doing. I just about walked off that ledge and fell in the water, which I don't know if it would kill me or not, but I didn't want to go down there. So you climb up this ladder and run down this wall. And I think there's something you can pick up here, and it happens to be infantry gloves. He's just sitting over there kind of waiting for me. I think he knew what I was doing. So basically, you run over here and you're back to where this wooden tree log bridge thing is. And the guy that I summoned, he's just like sitting there waiting. So I waved at him. He's like, "Come on, man, I'm ready to go." And so now that you got that key, you can go ahead and run up the rest of the way up here to this wall. And up here is one of those turtle enemies. I don't know what they're called. I honestly don't. But they are annoying, and they can beat the crap out of you. And the reason I jumped back all the way back, because he can hit one of those barrels, and they will explode, and they will kill you. So that's why I'm back here. And now the turtle's dead. If you go up this ladder, you will actually run into a pursuer, which is a boss you're going to have to fight later on. So we'll get to see that in a later episode. There's a guy up there who's throwing fireballs at me. And this is actually a look at once we get done fighting these Royal Infantry here, or whatever you want to call them, the Royal Undead. They're kind of more annoying because they have shields and they'll block your soul arrows. But I needed a firebomb to blow up those barrels in front of me. But while I was in my inventory looking for the fireball, Sir Head already blew it up for me, so I didn't have to use it. And here we are back in the Cardinal Tower, and here's where I lost connection to Steam. So right before we opened up that shortcut, what's-his-face, Sir Head, got disconnected from me, so it's kind of unfortunate. But I went ahead and rested at the bonfire so I can restore my soul arrows. And now, I'm not quite sure why I'm going down this ladder. I think I was like forgetting that the shortcut was open. I try to take out this guy here. He falls down where I can't shoot him. So I go ahead and kill the other guys that are there. He keeps throwing fireballs at me, but I eventually get him. But, yeah, these Royal Undead, they're a little more annoying. As you can see, he blocked my soul arrow and did very little damage. I go ahead and kill him. Of course, as soon as they get up to you, they're vulnerable, so you can actually finish them off. Alright. And now down here there actually is a place that I don't explore. I'm going to try to hopefully look into that before we move on too far in the next Let's Play. Off to the right, just over there, I want to explore that, but I don't do it in this episode. This guy I'm talking to, basically he just tells you a bunch of random crap. You can look at it if you want to. But basically, you have to go through this gate. The gate closes behind you and you get swarmed. And you have to survive it and get out of there and then go back to him and talk to him, and he gives you a white soapstone. And a white soapstone allows you to be summoned to other people's worlds. So wherever you put it down, it allows you to be summoned into their world where you can help them out. And compared to Dark Souls 1, it works much, much better in Dark Souls 2 because you can actually heal while you're summoned into someone's world. But it's just a way for other people to help you. Like I summoned that one guy, he had to put that soapstone down in order for me to summon him. And it would work the same way. If I put one down, someone that was in the area that had the same soul level as me could actually summon me. But the tactic here is to, if you're a sorcerer, obviously, stay back and shoot them very quickly before they overrun you, and then just keep dodging them and shoot them and finish them off. If you're a swordsman, then it's not so much a problem. You can just slash them to pieces. And here we have aromatic ooze. It actually that does dark damage when applied to a weapon, like a sword or something. Of course, you know, my staff's a weapon. I meant a sword. And then we have to destroy this wagon and jump back down there and talk to him, and he gives you the white soapstone. So you can actually help other people out, which is a great thing in Dark Souls, because if you're bored or stuck on something and you want points to level up, you can basically just put down your soapstone and go help out other people where they may be stuck, but you might be able to help them. There's also stuff to explore in here. I don't do a whole lot of exploring. I might have actually explored as much of it as I could, but we will try to make another run through it in the next episode. Basically, this entire episode is just leading up to the boss fight here at the Cardinal Tower. All of this is in preparation for it. We have to do all this running that I'm running around right now in order to open up the doorway to get into the boss fight, which is the last giant. So we jump over here. This had a torch and a soul lost undead. Now my friend, he was watching me while I played. He's like, why didn't you shoot them while you were up there? And I'm like, I forgot that I was a sorcerer. It was pretty bad. I'm used to just jumping down here and slashing them. So I almost get my butt kicked right here. But I somehow make it, and it turns out great. We're just going to pretend like I'm a masterful wizard, and I planned all this out, and it worked out fantastically. So I picked up, there's a sword called the Estoc. It may not be a sword. I have no idea anything about the weaponry. And here's a mail breaker and an infantry helmet. So go ahead and heal myself, and then I knew just below me here were like a bunch of exploding barrels, so I wanted to be very careful about jumping down here. And there are 2 enemies in here, and they could actually set those barrels off if you're not careful. So that's why I wanted to try to get out of the area as soon as possible. We will go ahead in the next episode and look around a little bit and see if there's anything in here that I missed. Especially when I first came down here, there's an area that I said was off to the right before I went to get the white soapstone. I really need to talk slower, but I'm trying to keep up with video here. But before we went to get the white soapstone, and we will go off to the right there, and it'll be interesting. I never went down there before because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Actually, this place here we are at now, just behind me, the little stairway I went up, there's a door beneath it, and it leads to the second boss you're going to run into, the Pursuer, which, like I said, you could actually fight him earlier, but it's not recommended. This ramp that goes way up there, you get surrounded horribly if you go up there, and the item's not really worth it. And there's a giant turtle if you go past the ramp to pick up that item that was sitting back there. But anyway, through this missed door, you open up this door over here, and it brings you right back to the Cardinal Tower where the bonfire is. Of course, there's a royal soldier sitting here. He does come alive, believe it or not. I don't know why he didn't get up the first time. I failed at stabbing him. But here's the ladder where we started off earlier, and the bonfire's just at the top. All we have to do is take a right and go through that door we just opened, and there's a lift that will take us down to the forest, not the forest, but the last giant. And that will be the first boss that we actually have to fight. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode.